You're fine.
And he can like see what something really is and what's on the other side of something.
Okay, dokie. Did you write that book down?
It's in here. See, she did. And then that goes, and then you can actually see, like, the next page shows you that it's actually a Pokemon.
Okay.
And it was all three of those people. That's the person that goes with the drawbridge. That's an Axew that cut the string. And that's the person he's fighting right now. And it was all Zorua, Tricky Fox Pokemon, to protect.
Okay. So you want to pick back up after I finish my Facebook Live? All right.
To protect themselves, they just transform into other people.
Okay. All righty. Thank you guys for holding and hanging tight here on Facebook Live. We're running a little bit late. Had to finish up my homework time with my little people. And we'll get back to him finishing his reading momentarily. But hey guys, welcome to the community. Welcome to the daily journey that we're on, 30 days, 30 ways to self-improvement with Martina Britt Yelverton. That would be me. Branding specialist, health advocate, and wealth builder with my trifecta of businesses, trying to help you guys, just be successful in all of your endeavors, whether they're being an entrepreneur, whether they're working a 9-to-5, or whether they're trying to decide between the two which direction you want to go in. So today, day 17. Day 17 on, let me get rid of that notification. I thought I had stopped notifications from coming in. Okay, so today on day 17, we're talking about time chunking, and I'll explain my fiasco with that today. Time chunking. Chunk your time into sections and give yourself an allotted time frame for whatever you are doing and stick to it. I failed on that one today. Have you ever started cleaning out a closet in a bedroom or somehow found yourself cleaning the kitchen only to return to the bedroom and it's still a mess? Trust me, you're not alone. It happened today. Give yourself 30 minutes, and it's sad because I walked through these. I did them for the first 30 days. I'm re-walking through them and hitting or missing some of the things, so I really feel like I should have mastered it even more so that I could be able to make it through it. But basically, we want to give yourself a time frame to work on something and to kind of, wrap up that time, get as much done in that process, hopefully finish in that time frame. It's almost like setting aside a time. Okay, I'm going to take 30 minutes to do this. I'm going to take 45 minutes to do that. Whatever it is that you're trying to complete a task, do that. And then even if you're not finished, you have to let that go and move on to the next thing. And then, of course, the next day, schedule that same time frame in, and hopefully you're able to complete the task. That is the goal for trying to understand how to time chunk it. And if you move it to the next day, you should be able to get it done if you're allowing yourself ample amount of time to complete a project. And if you didn't finish it, move it to the next day until it's gone or until it's done. Not necessarily working on a project and then getting frustrated with the project because you can't complete it in the time frame. Like today I was looking at, when I got in, my first thought was, and I was exhausted from being up again working, but I was like, I am going to tackle this kitchen. And I even have my mindset on trying to make the arrangements in the craft area for the kids and where their desk and where they do their homeworks are. I'm trying to get their baskets cleaned out from their third quarter of work now that we're into the fourth quarter of work, so that they have places to, categorize their completed work, their copies of their homework. Because one thing I do as a parent is when they bring their homework home, they're supposed to make a copy of it before they actually complete it, because then over the summer, since they've already completed it one time, over the summer, they can do it as their summer work, keeping their minds, refreshed with what they did throughout the year. That's my goal. Doesn't always happen. No perfect mom here, no perfect kids here. But that's why we have their baskets separated. And then, of course, we have their schedules that my awesome coach, had us laminate, and they are available to go in and check off what their gift to the Yelverton vision on how they contribute to the vision of what I've set for my household and how we are to move forward. So when you time chunk out, even with them, I'm teaching them time chunking. So even on here, it says This is what they have to do for the time frame and be ready by 8 a.m. in the morning. This is what they have to do as soon as they get home from school and be ready, to have our evening activities, because one thing we love to do is, between 6 and 7 and 7 to 8, that's really our TV time because we love Steve Harvey. We hop on and watch a little bit of Steve Harvey. Well, this is what they have to have done in order to be able to have that time on TV, or if they choose to use that time as I have listed on here as either quality time, alone time, or family time, whether it's time inside or time outside. It'll be time inside today because it's pouring down raining. So I even have my kids time chunking, setting aside time, and I tell them it should only take you 15 minutes to do this, or it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to pick out your clothes, and you need to get it done in that time frame. Just teaching them how to have an activity, have a time to get it done, have it done within that activity so that they can move on to the next activity. So even with them, things are done, in a specific order, and it doesn't always go that way. But it goes a lot better than what it used to go, and a lot more things are accomplished comparative to what they used to, just not get accomplished. Hold one second. Julian, can you come let Gizmo in? And yes, I'm still recording. So basically, that is the goal for today, to just learn how to time chunk so that you can get things accomplished. Once you set aside what your plan of action is for your household, or your plan of action for your business, or your plan of action just for getting things accomplished in your personal, aspirations, just how to get things done in the order that you need to get things done. How to get that done, it's good to time chunk, because that way you aren't wasting away time spending X amount of long hours on a project that could take you 15 minutes. You sit there and work on it 45 minutes, and you really have to be conscientious of that time and how you spend that time. Even on this morning, I was listening to my coach, and when I say she went in, if you have not had a chance to listen to that Periscope, you need to go listen to my coach, Coach Nicole S. Cooper, on Periscope, and I believe it may have transitioned over to YouTube. Subscribe to her YouTube channel, Nicole S. Cooper TV, or Nicole S. Cooper. You really need to hear that, because she really gets down to the nitty and the gritty of understanding that, number one, you are your brand. You are in charge of your time. You are valued for your time. You are worthy of your time. And by listening to her, even on that Periscope this morning, letting people know that their time is valued, I had my own situation today dealing with time and not being valued for that time. So you really have to understand and believe it and live it and walk in it. Hey, Tremaine, I'm glad you could join me, Ladybug. So yeah, guys, make sure that you understand that, when you time chunk and you set aside and you categorize and you prioritize what it is that you're going to get done, you have to stick to that time chunking, amount of time so that you can check that list off. Because what's the point of creating a plan of action if you've created a plan of action and then you go willy-nilly and do things that are not on your plan of action? Then basically you're wasting time. Your time is valuable. Hey, Coach Danielle, thank you for joining me on this evening. We're talking about time chunking here, and the ebook 30 Days, 30 Ways to Self-Improvement with Myself. And basically we're talking about time chunking today and how to set a plan of action for what you're going to do, and then how to make sure that you stick to that plan of action so you have accomplishments, on your checklist, and you're available to check those things off. And then understanding that that time is valuable, and ensuring that the time that you spend on a project, if you have allotted 30 minutes for that time, 30 minutes is all you give it, and if you don't finish, you put that back on the priority list for tomorrow, because other things have to be accomplished in order for you to have a productive day, for you to have a completed list of accomplishments, because if not, you will find yourself continuously not completing things and finding yourself maybe spiraling out of control, coming into subjection of just frustration or not getting things done. And that's not productivity. Productivity is making sure that you set aside a plan of action, complete that plan of action, and then, of course, celebrate that you completed it, and doing it again and again so that more and more things get accomplished. Okay, so again, today is day 17. Tomorrow we are going to be covering, right about this time, between 6 and 7. Let's see. I think tomorrow has to do with using your cell phone. Here we go. Yes, using your cell phone. And I know you pay this plan. Guys, we'll get more into it tomorrow, but you pay for this plan. You have the cell phone. It is a smartphone, and it's sad when the smartphone is smarter than you because you don't know how to use it to its fullest capacity. We'll get more into that tomorrow. If you have not had a chance to download the ebook, 30 Days, 30 Ways to Self-Improvement with myself, Martina Britt Yelverton, please look up above in the files area and download that, as well as other PDFs that I'm coming about, and I want to make sure that everybody has that information. Please make sure that you download that so that you can use it and so that you can kind of put a plan of action in place for yourself for maybe small things. You may not need the full 30 days. You may go through the entire ebook and you may look at it and say, okay, I've only need some of these because these other things are already in place. Wonderful. Use it for the purposes that you need to use it for. That's why it's there. That's why all of that information is there, to help empower you. So, again, hopefully you'll be able to join me on tomorrow evening between the hours of 6 and 7 for about 15 minutes. And I give myself that leeway because I have little people and a four-legged little person who they run my life, and I have to schedule my life around them. So sometime between 6 and 7, I'll pop back on tomorrow for day 18. Have a wonderful evening. We're getting ready to try to do a little bit of our QT with Steve Harvey on today and seeing what we can get done in and around the house before we start our evening time chunking. Have a great one. To your success. I'll talk with you tomorrow.